This is the third installment of our CRUD operation series with plain JavaScript actually, and we have so far worked on reading and creating a user list. Okay, so I've been thinking to create this third video on deleting from the list and showing it. So let's start the video and let's go into my that VSC and let's see how we can do that. Okay, so on my last video we have done to this far that we have added this button, and whenever we were adding user, let's say this email.com, I have just added one user, and Sanjeev, I have added another user, and I'm showing them, and these two buttons for each row were also showing, right? Let me do something. So there would be some tricks to do some validations, or some of the the cosmetics things have to be done on this item as well. So let me do this in order to clear this form or clear this field whenever we are done with the adding this user on the list. Okay, so let me add this Sanjeev over here at the gmail.com. You see, it's getting cleaned. Okay, and Sanjay also. Okay, this form is getting cleaned, and if we click show user, then these two values are showing up on the table. Now what we need to do, we have been clicking on this red button over here, the delete button, and this console log was getting triggered, right? So this console log was getting triggered, so we need to delete this thing on each and every function, delete user function, right? In order to do so, what we need to do, we need to send a particular identifier that can identify which row I need to delete. In order to do so, we are going to pass the row from here. So how would we get that? Okay, so let me first, since it's for each, so I can get this index from here. I can pass that index, so this delete user will get the index. Okay, and then what it would do, it would delete that particular row or that particular entry from the list itself. Okay, so let us console first. Let's see what we are getting in this index. And it is going to be on the line number 52, and let me give this arbitrary one, show user, and if we click on this delete button, then we are getting this 0. Okay, because it is going to be on the zero element, right? The first position of that array this user had been entered. So if we add some more users, let's say this one, this is the favorite one, add user, next Sanjay, add user. Then if we click on the show user, you are getting this row ready. These are the objects which are right now at the user list. So if we click on this button, so the index 1 should be coming up on the console, right? You see, this is the one we got, index 52. Okay, so now what we need to do, we need to delete this row only from the entire array list, or this array, right? So what we can do, we have a we have a array method which is very useful for manipulating this array. Means you can add new element, you can delete the some elements from the array itself with the help of this method, and this method is very helpful. And the name of the method is splice. Okay, so how does this splice work? So in order to work with this splice, what you have to do, you have to write this array, the array where you are going to do the operation, the array name dot splice, and since you are getting the index, so index would be there, that position. Splice takes arguments. First one is position, then how many row or how many array element you want to delete, you are going to do provide here. I'm going to delete only one row, so I'm going to provide 1. And then if you want to insert anything, then you are going to provide those string or numbers like this, and you are going to provide more like this. If you want to insert anything on the position you want, you can provide 1, you can provide 2, or you can provide 3. So if your array consists of 0 element, 1 element, 2 element, means some those elements are available in 0 position, 1 position, 2 positions, then if you put 1 over here, so the position would be 1. So the first position would be deleted, and one item or one entry would be deleted only, and these 3 elements would be added on that position, on the the first position, 0, 1 position. And since I'm going to delete one row, so what I'm going to do, I'm gonna keep it like this. So index, the position, the index would be here, coming here, and the position would be 1. Okay, so from user list I'm deleting the desired row wherever I want, just 1 element. But since I have pushed the data into another array, which is user details array, so I need to delete one item from the similar item from user details array as well, right? So in that case I have to splice from this as well, and it will be going similar. Okay, and what I need to do, I am going to copy this thing, because when you delete the operation you need to update the view, right? Means suppose you have deleted one particular row, let's say first row or second row, then you need to update the table itself so that your deletion gets reflected onto your table, isn't it? So that is why I have called this this show data, this inner HTML, another term over here. And let's see if it does work or not. So add user, the validation works. Okay, fine. So let me give some real name over here, Sanjay @gmail.com, add user Sanjeev@gmail.com, add user, and let me give Rajiv let me give Bilal. I don't know, recently I think I have heard this name somewhere. That is why this unique name has come into my mind. So right now I'm going to do the show user, and you see there were 4 entries, and these 4 entries are showing over here. Okay, let me clear this, and now let me delete one row. Let's see if it works or not. So click on this Rajiv. Yeah, bingo. You see that row was deleted. And if you delete Sanjeev from here, bingo, it was deleted as well. So let me explain what is going on in the background, or what is going on the nutshell. So what the trick was, so I have created this function delete user, and I am passing the index from here. So from where I'm getting this index. So when you are going to use for each, then obviously you are going to get, you can have these 2 parameters. Okay, one is the instance of this user list, and another thing is the index. You can provide any name as you want. Since you have the index already with you, you can use it for various purpose. So I have been using this index because I am going to use this splice method. Okay, so why am I going to use this splice method? Because splice always needs the position as the first argument, and second argument was if how many rows it needs to delete, or how many array elements it needs to delete. I need to provide that, and then if I want, I can provide this array dot splice that position, then it comes the number of elements I want to delete, and then it comes what are the things, means if I want to insert any data or not. If I want to insert any data, then I'm going to write those data like this strings over here, and it is gonna work. They will be on this position. Let's say in the number 1 position, it will delete, let's say, 1 items only, and they are going to put this 2 string on that position, on the number 1 position of that array, and the rest of the array will go later in backwards. Okay, they will be pushed backwards, sorry, they will be pushed forwards. Okay, in this way splice works. So since it needs the index, that position, so I passed the position itself, okay, first. So that is why the position I have passed. Then how many rows I want to delete. So here I for one click I want to delete 1 row only, so I put 1. So I have updated the user list, the main user list, where I have been putting that user data, right? But what about this one? I have been putting I have been pushing this entire HTML into this user details array as well, right? So it was creating a row, each and every row in every push, right? It was creating 1 rows in each push, right? So it was creating an index as well. So in that case, what I can do, if I am deleting the first, let's say the 0 position, the array, that this entire HTML from the 0 position of user details array should be deleted as well, right? So that is why I spliced 1 row from user details array as well. And then I need to update the entire view, so I called this one. So here I can show you a very good use case of function. So instead of writing this piece of code twice, what I can do, I can create a function, right? Let's say show table data, and there I can put this, okay, and I'm gonna call these two functions here. It should work, isn't it? Let's try. Sanjay. I'm gonna put this thing on the drop down actually, then my life would be easier. Otherwise I have to write this thing all the time. And I need to check the duplicate as well in data stage, otherwise the similar name and email would be getting entered all the time. So I must refrain from that type of use case later on. User, show user, yeah, we got this many data. So let's see if there is any bug right now, or if that show function, this show table data, was working or not. Let me see. Sanjeev, I'm going to delete Sanjeev. Yeah, it's working. Sanjay, let me delete Sanjay. Nice, it's working. What about this? Let me see. Yeah, it's still working. So yeah, that's all for the deletion function. So I hope you like this video, and I hope you learned something from this video. So if you like, and if you have got some help from this video, then please hit the like button, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, so I request you please subscribe to that. And I will see you soon in my next video, where I'm going to show you the how to update one particular row. Until then, keep practicing.